Here, it's about Lagos and its special status campaign. As Lagos remains Nigeria's commercial, industrial and population hub, with its historic role as a former capital and its current burden as the most populous and economically active state in the country, there have been renewed calls for Lagos to be granted a constitutionally backed special status. But what does this mean? What are the implications economically, politically, and of course structurally? And to help us, answer these questions and many more is Samuel Mare. He's a public affairs analyst. You're welcome, sir.
Thank you very much. Good morning.
Good
compliment of the season to everyone.
Same to you.
Yeah.
So like I said earlier, what does this special status campaign or debate or advocacy, what does it mean?
Thank you very much. It means a lot. It means so many things to so many people. To some people, ECO is our own. Let us just campaign. What does it take to maintain that status? They are not important to them. Some people feel that because of some things that they have seen on ground, Lagos can now be making, they can be talking of Lagos assuming a different status from ordinary Lagos as a Lagos. Maybe we want to say that Lagos metropolitan city. But in the campaign, there are a lot of things that people, because when you are talking of a new status, it is more like creating a new name for Lagos State, which is, to me, is like a mini creating a state. And in creating a state, you need to go through constitutional requirement. The constitutional requirement, there will be some level of, there will be some referendum, there will be some people that must buy into it. You must get simple majority of those at the assembly, and then again, the House of Assembly here too must subscribe to it to say that this is what we want. But in doing that, do we have all the ingredients that you need to see to say that yes, Lagos is assuming a new status? Project all over the place, yes. Governor Sanwo-Olu is committed to everything he's doing, yes. If you look at Governor Sanwo-Olu and you follow him from when he was the MD of what's the LSDPC, you will notice that everything he was doing and he does, and even now, he put all his mind, all his commitment and everything to it. He has that vision, he knows what he wants, and he will go for it. Good. That is the governor. What happens at the State Assembly? What happens at the people that are surrounding him? Because he cannot just be the one doing everything. You have the State Assembly. Thank God, there had been no noticeable rancor now between the executive in Lagos State and then the legislative arm. Then, what of the judiciary? Are they ready to give the necessary backing in terms of the law and constitutional requirement? What of the people that are political elements? You have the GSC, you have the elders, you have so many people that are in there. What are they having the same mind? One. Then secondly, if Lagos is assuming, because Lagos is part of Nigeria, if Lagos is assuming that new name, new status, and we are campaigning, what would be the impact of it on other states? Especially neighboring ones. Especially the neighboring one is obvious that they cannot, they may not be able to compete with Lagos State in terms of infrastructural development. But there are some other states outside the neighboring state that they are going to say that whatever happens to Lagos must happen to them. Whether they merit it or not, whether they have the resources or not. But do you agree that Lagos merits, this special status? Yes, and with some reservations. And I will tell you that. What are your reservations? Reservations are these. When we are talking of the new status, it has to be total. It's not supposed to be because of infrastructural development of projects here and there. What happens to the
No,
transportation?
There's more to it.
What happens to transportation? In terms of transportation, how well have we performed? Has Lagos State performed?
Okay, this call for a special status has been on since maybe 2003.
Sure.
When our president was governor of the state.
Yes.
Lagos State, when it ceased being the state capital and Abuja became, Lagos is still housing some federal infrastructure.
Sure.
And those are some of the reasons why they are advocating for a special status. And of course, infrastructure, and of course population growth, and Lagos being the economic hub of Nigeria, and of course even Africa. Let's be immodest about it.
I agree with you with everything that you have said. Within the corridor of where we are, we can say this. But when it comes to the political climb, and then issue of politics is read into this, then you now begin to look at it that somebody will tell you that a state here is also a state there. It's whatever thing you feel is happening in Lagos.
But they don't have the same qualities.
That is when you see the problem we have is that you and I cannot just come back to say that somebody will tell you that there is flyover in Lagos State, there is flyover somewhere else.
It's beyond all of that.
It's beyond all of that.
Yeah.
We all know that it's beyond all of that. But we are not just looking at it that if politically we are going to be objective, we don't even need to take long from 2003 to now to know that Lagos State merits the new status we are talking about. But it's still a campaign. It is still something we are bandied around.
Okay.
And what are we looking at? That's why I'm saying that part of the thing we're going to look at is if we're going to have that without any controversy, there are some things that must be on ground. And then one of them is transportation, I said. One of them is health. One of them is security. One of them is commerce. Yes, commerce in Lagos, yes. We can say that Lagos is the hub, commercial hub of West Africa, if not in Africa. But it works as an economy into Lagos State. It works as an economy into Lagos State. But the question is, how much of it? We have 5 divisions in Lagos. 5 divisions in Lagos that makes Lagos State. But if you're not considering Lagos as a metropolis, then that means whatever it is that we're doing, everybody must be in it to say that they were supporting this issue of new status. Like I said, we have 3 senators. How much of it that they are pushing at the assembly? How much of it are they pushing at the lower assembly?
I remember when Mrs. Senator, First Lady Oluremi Tinubu was a senator, and she pushed for it, but it was brought down immediately.
Brought down because there are so many political interests around it. Because they know that the moment Lagos is giving that, and then no other state is giving, that is going to be a.
And I keep asking this question when you keep comparing Lagos with other states. That if you give it to Lagos, if you give Lagos the special status, what happened to other states? What are these other states? Do they contribute about 60% of the nation's GDP? Do they have a 10% population of the country? Do these states have this, or do these other states have all this that Lagos is having to bear on their own?
Thank you. Do you know what? These people you are talking about, they do not see an objective comparison they are talking about. They would rather come with the large expanse of land that they have. Yes. They would just tell you that, look, in comparing Lagos State...
Because they have land mass.
Land mass.
They deserve the special status too.
Yes. That is why they can say that Kano and Lagos, when we say Lagos, then the next place is Kano. It's just for you to now begin to have a sense of saying that the moment whatever happens to Lagos must also happen to the Kano. I'm not saying Kano does not have the resources, but when we look at it and the ships are down, we need to take records of or stock of what we need to have that new status. Lagos stands out and it's merited. But will they allow it to happen? If they are not ready, that's the word. If they are they ready? They are not ready. In terms of infrastructure, they are not ready. In terms of anything, they are not ready. In terms of population, they are not ready. But they will tell you that their population is always more than that of Lagos. Even when, because there is nobody that will go into their own houses and count. Lagos today, the population of Lagos today as of 2025 is estimated to be about 17 point something million.
Lagos?
Yes.
Lagos is over 20 million.
It's over, but you see, that is why it is an estimate.
Yeah.
As at the time we're looking at it, those ones that we can say, okay, we can say that we are confirming without any, or that we know it's going to be more, but more than 17 point something. Now, if that is the case, they will come with their own figure to say that their own figure is about 30 million. When you talk of that, who is going to come? Because they will tell you that it is from the National Statistics, the Bureau of Statistics, and if that is from the National Bureau of Statistics, who is going to controvert that? So this issue is very, very delicate. The only thing is that Lagos State must continue to put out there what they're doing to justify that they deserve this particular new name. Otherwise, somebody will just continue to say that no, if Lagos State is that, they'll just the kind of what to call armchair comparison. So they will compare it and nothing happened. Okay,
still talking about critics and what they are still arguing about, that Lagos already receives all the attention and the IGR too is quite large. And why do they need the special status? What's your perspective on that?
They do. If you look at so many parameters, Lagos State stand out to say that we don't even need to bandy it around. We need to just look at it that the IGR, the comparison, the economic hub, the economic hub for West Africa and Africa, and so many other things in terms of population and whatever, and in terms of infrastructure that you can see, you can feel, then it means Lagos deserve it. But the question is, when it's going to, because a lot of people it's not just something somebody can wake up to say that, yes, even the president cannot do that. He has to go through a process. So in the process, how do we, like really mentioned, former Senator Oluremi Tinubu mentioned it several times. It's not once, it's not twice. And then it is always going to be killed, because they know that the moment it is done in that way, there is the tendency for some of the federal establishments to begin to move from Abuja to Lagos, and then so it's a basis for investment destination to begin to come to Lagos. It's a basis for people to be moving away from wherever it is, and then they'll be coming. So as long as they maintain that, because everybody wants to, that is why when it was Lagos, people were here. When it was moved to Abuja, people moved to Abuja because they want to be where the capital is, with the central place where things are moving.
Okay, I want to also go back to where the governor of Lagos State, represented by Dr. Kadri Obafemi Hamzat, made the request during the constitutional review meeting, and they said that that wherever the government of a nation moves its capital from one state to another, the government does not abandon such a state to carry the burden left, but compensates the state with a special status. It therefore urged the federal government to be fair to the people of Lagos by granting it a special status. That issue of moving capital to another place, this also happened. Lagos is not the first capital of Nigeria. I think it was Calabar.
Initially.
It was Calabar. So is it also okay for Cross River State to start asking for a special status?
No. In asking that, I'm sure the deputy governor would have been moved by some things he saw on ground, some activities that are taking place,
such as
some commercial activities that are taking place, like all these new projects that are springing up in Lagos State, all the activities, like we have said that Lagos is a commercial hub for West Africa. It is not like that in Calabar. The only thing they have in Calabar, I think, is a port. So if that is the case, the commercial activities in Calabar cannot be compared to that of Lagos. So immediately Calabar was let me say.
Don't say abandon.
Don't let me
Don't use the word abandon.
Immediately the state was moved from Calabar to Lagos.
Yeah.
Was more like, let's move everything. And then they came to Lagos. They saw more resources, more opportunities in Lagos than in Calabar. You know, that is why now that they moved the capital to Abuja, they also saw more opportunity in Abuja than Lagos. And that is why he's asking, it's not coming to remind the government that, look, don't forget that the state was here before. And therefore, there must be some level of compensation. And compensation in terms of, because everything, Lagos is still maintaining that position that is the maybe former Nigerian capital. And therefore, a lot of things are still being done on behalf of the federal government. So if they are done on behalf of the federal government, then definitely the federal government will have to compensate them. It's not that they should look away. Now, but in compensating them, what are the things that they are saying? They will project you that we have rail line, we have this, our transportation system is good, our healthcare, our this and that. So please, you need to now compensate us to say that if we can maintain that time, the state capital, we maintain it. Yes, it was political moving it to Abuja. It was whatever consideration they had. It was not as if Lagos was not viable. It was not as if Lagos was not providing the necessary atmosphere there for them to operate. But there was a reason why they moved it to Abuja. I don't want to dwell into that.
Was it politics?
Was it politics? Was it self? Or was it just a kind of a fiat?
Fiat, yes.
So I don't. But in Lagos State here, a lot of things are moving, and nobody can deny that. In fact, people prefer to just come to Lagos to say that even where they work in Abuja, they will still come back to Lagos to say, let me just go and have my rest. Let me just go and have my peace. Let me just, before I go back to Abuja, where it's bubbling.
Just this morning, our guest at the other side was talking about, former governors, still coming back to Lagos to rest instead of going back to their state.
Yes. You see, that is one funny thing that I have not been able to to put my finger into, because if you are a former governor in a particular state, you're supposed to be bold enough to go back to that state.
To stay back.
Stay back, rest, and then identify with your immediate constituency there. Identify with your people. Tell them that you were once here, and then they will accept you if you did well. But everybody will now run back to Lagos. I have one former governor in our small estate there. He has more than 4 or 5 houses. And the question I ask myself is, why?
What's the purpose?
You're supposed to go back to your state.
Stay back.
Go and but you now see them hang. Even those who are not going to have houses in Lagos will now begin to hang around in hotels
or in Abuja.
They will not go back.
Okay, let's look at security and emergency services here in Lagos. Lagos size, which we have talked about in terms of population and density, pose security challenges to the state. Should this also be a factor in considering giving Lagos a special status?
Yes, in terms of security, the government is doing fantastic, but we still have
state government.
State government. I'm talking of state government. I still believe that if they can manage what we have now up to this point, manage all the pockets of issues here and there, and there had been no overwhelming security challenges for now, then we can say that the people at the helm of affairs in Lagos, they know what we are doing, and therefore, if they know what they're doing and they are going about it, then it is part of the consideration we're going to see to say that, okay, security-wise, they deserve to be this. So they can be issued that new name.
Or do you think the federal government can support in security?
Yes, federal government can support in security, but you see, there is a dilemma in this support that the federal government can provide.
Okay, what's the dilemma?
The dilemma is this: the sitting president was the former governor of Lagos State. So there is no way the support will come from at the center and it's not going to some other places, and that is why I don't see him coming online or coming to the public to actually mention something about new name for Lagos State or for Lagos. Why? Because it started from his own tenure in 2003. And therefore, somebody will read another political meaning to it. That is that why you are here?
Is that why you became president?
You became the president.
Okay.
So you are giving them undue support, undue influence, and you are not like more of giving a fiat to say that they should name that. So he has to be very careful. So if it's going to come, then there must be a debate. There must be an agreement. There must be a total support from all concerns to say that yes, Lagos State needs the more support in terms of security. Okay,
earlier you were talking about or considering other states. While I mentioned the neighboring states like Ogun, Oyo, this special status, what impact will it have on these states that are already economically tied to Lagos State?
My problem is this: when we do that, right now, even when Lagos State has not assumed that new name, there had been a lot of people coming down to Lagos. I tried to do a small analysis study, and I found out that for every trailer load of people, like 400 people in a trailer, in an articulated vehicle that comes into Lagos, 10 will not go out. Maybe 10 will go. 10 will go out. Only 10 will go out. The remaining will find themselves being hidden.
390.
Yes, will find themselves in Lagos, and that had been the pattern. If therefore Lagos is now given a metropolis, a new status, it's like it's an invitation for other states to say that let us begin to align our resources to Lagos. But that is not how it should be. How it should be is for the neighboring state to come understudy Lagos and then do what we call a collaboration, and then see how some of the things that they are doing in Lagos can rub off on them, and then learn from it, do things the way they're doing it, and let's see that some of these things will not begin to pay off, and the other states will not begin to be more independent in terms of economy. But then here you will just say no, let us just go and align with Lagos. After all, Lagos is now a new state. Let's see how we're going to do that.
When we started this conversation, I asked you, what does this special status, what does it mean? And you were able to explain it. But beyond funding, this special status, how will it affect residents directly?
Thank you. It will affect us in terms of, because it is actually the structure, the infrastructure, everything that is going to have in Lagos will have to change. Particularly healthcare, security. Security emphasis must be placed more on security. I'm happy that President Tinubu mentioned the other time that state police is coming. If state police is coming, it will beef up the security level in Lagos. And then you now know that people can go out, people can be more enterprising, people may go out without any fear or of any evil or anything. That will then the second thing is that our transportation system must be looked into. In terms of, if you're going to have that new name metropolis, there are some deliberate, intentional policies that must be put on transportation system. All this new downfall, whatever. Well, I'm not saying they're going to take it away from them, but there must be a way of telling them that what they put on the road is nothing more than junket buses. So we don't need that in a status like that, like Lagos, the way we have a metropolis. No, we need crisp, good buses that can commit people, so that people can park their car and then patronize those people.
Okay. So from your own point of view now, what's your strongest argument in favor of Lagos attaining the special status?
Because right now in Nigeria, there is no state that can compete, that deserve that name other than Lagos State. In terms of infrastructure, in terms of facilities, in terms of the way they run Lagos, in terms of what people do, in terms of population. Therefore, Lagos deserve it. And then any other state, Abuja, that's supposed to now like compete with it, it's not a state. It's a mayoral environment. So it is only Lagos that we can see right now to see that it merits it in terms of everything that you, whatever parameter you can be, or that thing, those things can be based on.
Okay, so do you just before we go, do you believe that Lagos will one day attain this special status?
Shortly. Shortly. Shortly, I pray. Shortly.
So what steps would you recommend, what steps would you recommend to move, from discourse to action now?
In the first instance, this thing is not something you can demand. Oh. You have to earn it.
But we've been demanding. They've been demanding.
You see, in terms of this, you can continue. That is why they call it campaign. Campaign does not mean that you are demanding to say that you must give it to me now. I'm campaigning when you put a lot of things in place. I'm campaigning when you now do some things. So if I want to go for a political post, I will only campaign. If you vote to me, I will do this, I will do that. So Lagos is saying that I have this, I have the resources, I have the infrastructure, I have my security level is okay, my transportation is okay, and everything is so. Those are the things you are putting forward to campaign. And we're saying that based on that, people will now begin to see that, no, if we give it to you, you'll be able to sustain it. Okay. So the first thing they are going to do is let us sustain the tempo of the development we are putting in Lagos State. Let us sustain the peaceful environment that is happening there. Let us sustain the fact that we accommodate a lot of people, and then let us sustain that the Lagos we have today is the commercial hub of West Africa and Africa. Lagos
we have today is the commercial hub of West Africa and of course Nigeria on its own. This question about Lagos State special status, whether it is a campaign, whether it is an advocacy, whether it is a debate or a demand, for me it's about fairness. Yes. It's about sustainability. And I'd like to thank Samuel Mare, the public affairs analyst, who has been discussing this sensitive, issue with us. Thank you very much for joining us.
Thank you.
We'll go on a short break. When we come back, the conversation continues.